Hi. I realize I'm in my car. I want you to know, I promise I'm watching the road. I'm actually stopped at a stoplight right now. But I'm being very safe. I'm not touching it at all. Hands are on the wheel. It's super windy today, so if you're thinking judgmental thoughts about my hair, I don't blame you. My hair is absolutely out of control right now, but it's super windy today. So I just wanted to pick up where we left off. We had talked about routines in the last video, namely the start of shift routine, which is a very important routine. And now I want to talk a little bit about first assessment routine. So this is beyond the quick little assessment you're going to do when you go in to do bedside report. This is, you've done your start of shift routine, you've got your pockets stuffed full of things, you've got all your supplies, you've got the labs, you've looked at all the labs, you maybe read one doctor's note, you kind of have a basic idea of what you're walking into. So you're for the first assessment. I'm at a stoplight again. You're going to, well, this is what I do. I'm going to look at the vital signs on my monitor and get a temp and those things. And while I'm doing that, I'm also screening the patient for sepsis. Sepsis is a huge deal. Most hospitals' protocol is that you screen for sepsis within 4 hours of the start of your shift. Don't wait 4 hours. You're going to be in there for a great big honkin' assessment right away at the beginning of your shift. Do your sepsis screen then, okay? While you're at it, you're going to do your full head to toe from top to bottom. Part of that head to toe is checking your IV lines. So what you're doing when you're checking your IV lines, oh boy, traffic, is tracing from the medication that's hanging, trace it all the way down to the pump, make sure what is supposed to be programmed into the pump is programmed into the pump, and then trace it to the patient. Make sure that it's connected, that your connections are tight, that nothing is leaking, that nothing incompatible is running together, things like that. So you're going to check your lines. If you have time now, you might not. I'd love to label my lines early on in the shift. I might not have time right away during the first assessment, but definitely within the first couple of hours. I'm labeling those lines if they're not already labeled. I also will make sure that my safety equipment is in the room and functional. So that includes suction. Make sure the suction works. Like turn the little knob and make sure that it makes a sucking noise. You want to have your canisters, your tubing, your yank hour. Be ready to suction that patient if you need to. Make sure the oxygen works if they're not already on oxygen. Make sure that there's flow when you turn the dial, and that you have that little connector, that little Christmas tree thing. I think most places just call it a Christmas tree. Because a lot of places they're green, I think they're clear in our facility, so kind of defeats the purpose. But make sure you have one of those on your oxygen. And then if you've got something like a chest tube where there is very specific safety equipment, you want to make sure that you have that at the bedside. If they've got a trach, you want to make sure that you have safety equipment for that at the bedside. So we've done our vitals, we've screened for sepsis, we've done a head to toe, we've traced all of our lines, we've checked for our safety equipment. While I'm in there for this first bit, I'll do oral care if it's a vented patient and they need it. I will reposition them if they're not able to reposition themselves. I will tip my Foley, which means I'm just gonna get my hourly urine output out of that urometer. If they've got a full urinal, I'm gonna empty that. I'm going to change lanes now. So I'll do all of those things. I will also make a point of talking with the patient or the family of the patient about the plan for the day. Let them know what to expect, what our goals are from a medical team standpoint, and also ask them what their goals are so that we can try to work it in as much as possible. So before you leave the room, you're going to do a few things, and you're going to do these few things automatically by rote every time, and that's things like, go ahead, letting somebody in, Making sure the bed's low and locked, making sure their call light's within reach, the urinal is within reach if they're using it. If they've got a bedside table and they are alert and awake enough to use it, make sure it's close by so they can reach their things. And then I always ask, what can I bring for you next time I come in? That really decreases on extraneous call light usage if they know you're coming back in 30 minutes with a vanilla pudding or a cup of ice or whatever it is. So those are basically the kinds of things that I like to do with that big first head to toe assessment. If I have time, I'll do a little room cleanup if I can. If I don't have time, I will definitely do it early, because an organized room is a safe room. Could you hear that? These people, they drive crazy. Okay, anyway, that's it. I'm going to focus on driving because I am on the freeway now. I'm getting off the on-ramp here. So yes, it took me forever. And I hope that helped. And I will talk with you guys next about end of shift routine. And maybe I will not be driving when I do it. Okay, have a great day.